With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Thanks for joining us trackside once again. Here we're gonna fit an extra day of racing in this year, coming to you live high above Chicagoland Speedway. Great racing on tap here tonight. The Chi-Town Throwdown about to go down for the Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Racing Series race number 2 to start off this season. We've seen a newcomer to the league go to victory lane last week. Will Camilli be able to repeat here tonight? Much different track. We're gonna go from Daytona here to Chicago. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, bringing you all the calls from trackside. Speaking of trackside, qualifying just about halfway over with. Andrew Koska sitting top of the speed charts. Quick time out of that 86 tonight. Gonna take the top spot for just a brief moment, and Andrew Caldwell gonna lay down a lightning fast lap. 30:47 now the quick time here in qualifying the fast Toyota Supra. Toyota Camry, we apologize, at the front of the field. Man, what a run by Koska though. Let's throw some of that timing scoring over there to the left-hand side of your screen. Just about 60 seconds remaining here in qualifying. And then over 200 miles of racing. The layout in front of these Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series drivers. High speeds, high stakes, high banks here on this wide open. Mile and a half. We're going to have green flag pit stops. We're going to have long runs. You better get your bathroom break in. Get that run done as well. We're going to get ready to take a brief commercial break. Head trackside for your national anthem and your starting lineup. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back live from Chicago.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And drivers already rolling as we get set to fire things off here tonight in the Chi-Town Throwdown. Let's bring you tonight's starting lineup. Inside row number 1, going to the pole position. Fast time here in qualifying belongs to that number 46 of Andrew Caldwell. Andrew Koska going to start just to his outside with Dave Sanders and Dan Keene. Back in row 2, row number 3 here tonight from Chicagoland Speedway, Alan Ayers, followed by Gary Bowman. Cody Richardson and Jared Camilli, last week's race winner, starting outside row number 4. Row number 5 rounding out your top 10, William Kern and Judd Danielson. Rest of the field looking a little something like this. There you can see last week's podium finisher Ed Jurgen starting inside row number 7. Nathan Dufton finishing out row number 8. Sherman and Letts, your top 20. Paul Turner finishing out the 24-car field. Pace car in. We're ready to roll, and away we go. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight from Chicago. Moves being made front of the field. Caldwell looking to try to keep the top spot, but the 86 of Koska switching sides, going to the inside, looking for the short way around across the line. Give the lap. to Caldwell. The 46 Interstate Batteries machine wound up on the high side right now. I look for that to be the line that most of these drivers end up navigating their way to. You got to keep the RPMs up. You got a little bit of bumps, some characteristics back there you got to watch out for as well. Let's go back here. A little bit of a hornet's nest as we cross the line. Lap number 2 behind us, 2-3 wide open through the triangle. Bowen, Kern, Jurgen, Danielson, all right here. Last week's race winner, Camilli, losing 5 positions at the start of this race, so going backwards in a hurry. That is not what that number 30 crew wants to see here tonight. Kyle Nadu, another driver sliding to the back. You can see him stuck right there, being freight trained by the line bars inside. Corey Sherman going to take away that 18th position. We'll jump around the track a little bit, drop the timing and scoring this time around when we cross the line. Lap number 5 going to go on the board, everybody. Chasing after your pole sitter here tonight. Andrew Caldwell still out front, still showing the way. We'll drop that timing and scoring, let you find and follow along with your favorite driver in the field here tonight. Again, side-by-side battles, nose to tail throughout the field. 31 machine of Kern. He's got Jurgen all over his rear decklet. How about the 51 of Jerry Isaacs? He was there at the end of last week's race at Daytona. Don't count that 51 out too soon here tonight. Still a very long way to go in the Chi-Town Throwdown. 2-3 wide. We can expect this action all night long. Richard, one position from where he started tonight's race to the inside right now. You can see him trying to follow that number 30 Alt Construction machine piloted by Jared Camilli, who went to victory lane last week, struggling a little bit here tonight. Just can't quite seem to get the line down, to get in the line and keep the freight train of drivers from going around. A lot of early action here tonight from Chicagoland Speedway. Drivers mixing it up at the front. Drivers mixing it up mid-pack, back of the field as well. Let's go up here just, right at the top 5. Actually, I was going to say just outside of your top 5, but the battles are raging for that 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th position. Bowen getting by Bowman. How about that for a tongue twister right there? 7th and 8th on the track. The 2 of the 8, Bowen and Bowman going at it. The number 85 right behind him. Key looking to pounce if either of these drivers make a mistake. That 85 was pretty quick at Daytona last week. Looks to be pretty quick here tonight as well. Again, we'll go back as this pack of drivers begin to sort themselves out. Second pack starting back at the top 10 position, Ed Jurgen in that final top 10 spot. Jerry Isaacs not too far off, a little bit of a struggle there for a second. Isaacs going to corral the car and keep it heading in the right direction. Corey Sherman still battling with Camilli, who is dropping like a rock. Man, from 8th to 18th, what is going on here tonight with last week's race winner? Is it a methodical approach to tonight's race? Is he possibly already saving fuel this early? We hate to speculate about fuel mileage races only 10 laps into an event, but if that's the strategy the crew and the team have set themselves on, I mean, you're gonna start it right off the gate, right off the bat. And, right now, I can't think of any other reason besides just really struggling with handling. But 10 laps in, Camilli down 10 positions. Pole sitter race leader Andrew Caldwell behind the wheel of that 46 Interstate Batteries machines opened things up to about a 6th car length advantage. Half a second on the stopwatch. Casca and Ayers going at it 2nd and 3rd on the racetrack. Cody Richardson, Dave Sanders right there rounding out your top 5. There's some more battles all through this field, man. We can go back here right around that top 10 position. Lined up right now, just behind him, Christian Delgado, Jerry Isaacs, Nathan Dumpton. There's almost too much to try to keep up with. Fantastic job opening the laps here from Chicagoland Speedway. And we're going to quickly bring you right back to the action. A little bit of gremlins. And, well, you know, like Mike Stiverson said out there in the chat, getting them wet, not the best of ideas. There were some clouds in the area. You can see them still lingering in the background. Looks like somebody let them out, let them loose, and they may got a little bit damp. We're trying to keep them all under control. Meanwhile, while we were away, we do apologize for the brief delay in the action, but still live at it here tonight from Chicagoland Speedway. Cody Richardson made his way up and around both Andrew Caldwell and Andrew Koska, who took that race lead away from the 46 machine, who's now fallen back to third. We're going to drop the timing and scoring back to the left-hand side once again here tonight. Driver still nose to tail at the front of the field. Top four broken away. Just about a 3-second advantage. Ed Jurgen with a fine run to the front. Now Jurgen right here leading this second pack of drivers. Jacob Bowen, Christian Delgado making some moves up 11 positions from where he qualified. Battle now side by side. Bowen and Delgado gonna go at it. William Kern now inside of your top 10. Dan Keene up to 10th. Dave Sanders, Judd Danielson. Camille making up some positions here. Back inside of the top 15, still 5 spots down from where he qualified. To look for him to try to work his way back to the front of this field. So a lot going on, a lot of action here tonight. We do apologize for the gremlins, but that's the beauty of well, live TV, right? Things can go right, things can happen sometimes, you know. You get those little notifications that you've said some things maybe you shouldn't have said. We're not going to get into any of that. We're going to keep it PG here tonight at the Chi-Town Throwdown for the Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series. Looking for the battle here. We're going to try to keep it right here lined up. Christian Delgado Bowman, they continue to throw haymakers at each other. You can see that Blackstone, sponsored 08, top of the racetrack. A little bit of a Magic Man moment for that 31. Right up slide job. Completed Jacob Delgado to take the position away. William Kern looking to bounce. He's going to go to the bottom of the racetrack now. You're not seeing double. Yes, that is 231 cars lined up, nose to tail on the racetrack, but there it goes. We'll get it all sorted out, fixed up, and worked out for you here tonight. Gotta love virtual worlds because sometimes they just like to reset themselves and do what they do, and we're gonna just reset ourselves. Get back focused, get back to the action at hand, the task at hand, if you will. Christian Delgado looking to work his way to the front because we've got green flag pit stops. Cody Richardson, Andrew Koska, and Alvin Ayers all to pit road this last time around. That's going to leave Andrew Caldwell out front. 2.5-second advantage for your pole sitter going back to the point once again. Ed Jurgen sitting right behind him. Jacob Bowen, Delgado inside the top 5 to 4th. He's not going to stay out very long. He's going to pull it to pit road this time around. Handful of drivers will, however, stay out on the racetrack. Looks like Jurgen Bowen, Delgado, all of them going to stay out on the racetrack. Only 4 to 5 drivers down to pit road already early here tonight. The Chi-Town Throwdown, and looking at it, we're right at about 100 laps remaining. So fuel strategy wise, looks like these drivers are going to have to make at least 2, maybe even a 3rd pit stop here tonight. They're going to have to manage the tires. Only 4 sets of tires on pit road for these Pro Cup Series drivers, so you can't just come get tires anytime you want. You're going to have to be methodical about your approach. And look at the battle now. That 2 just to the outside of the 31. Bowen getting it done on the high side, man. I'd like to see drivers hanging it out on the high side here at Chicagoland Speedway. The Dark Horse, Ford, Mustang, battling for positions at the front of the field, looking for 3rd down, but still needs to make that green flag pit stop. We'll see who heads to pit road in this next few laps. Let's music Gainforth all to pit road this time around. That's going to be a 4-lap difference from the front of the field that have already brought themselves down pit road for their first round of green flag pit stops here tonight. Dufton Dorsey also on to pit road, creeping in on about half of the field, making their green flag pit stops. Ed Jurgen going to take advantage, lead a handful of laps, but Delgado looking for more. 13. He wants to lead a lapper or two here tonight. Looking to the inside, side by side across the line. Jurgen going to keep the position for now. Lap 37. On the board, single file behind him. 31 of William Kern has Bowen and Bowman in tow. Dan Keene knocking on the door of a top 5. Top 12 yet to make their round of green flag pit stops just yet, as Delgado still trying to fight his way to lap lead here tonight. Not going to happen this time around. The 92 going to keep the spot for the time being. Jacob Bowen going to come to pit road, bring that fast Ford Dark Horse to pit lane. This time around, looking through timing and scoring, no pit road penalties handed out so far here tonight, so everybody clean and clear. All the round of green flag pit stops, top 11 still yet to pit here tonight. Gotta wonder how the track temperature is working for these drivers. Let's take a look at that track temperature again. 94 degrees here. Looks to be a nice cool breeze headed across the track. We'll see what the cloud cover, if the speeds pick up as these drivers begin to lay the rubber down. Still side by side, heavy racing action here. Drivers jockeying for position to try to bring themselves to pit road. Looks like Jurgen gonna break his way to pit lane this time around. He's got some drivers following him. Bowman, Camilli, bolt to pit road this time around, following Jurgen down. Delgado gonna cleanly and clearly take the top spot away now. William Kern, Dan Keene, Dave Sanders, Corey Sherman, your top 5 still yet to pit here tonight. Jerry Isaacs, Coleridge, Fillmore, and Kyle Nadeau still yet to hit pit lane. So a big, this is over a 10 lap difference now that we're working into as Delgado heads to pit road. New race leader, 5th leader of the night already, and we're only working lap number 41. William Kern gonna go to the point now as Delgado solo man down pit road. Green flag pit stop started back at lap 31. That's when Casca, Caldwell all came to pit road, or I apologize, Cody Richardson and Andrew Casca came to pit road back in lap 31. Caldwell, Bowen, both coming to pit road lap 32. So a 10 lap difference already. We'll see if it's a short pit strategy. I mean, 10 laps difference, 12 laps now if you think about it. That is a big difference. Wondering if they're just trying to completely get themselves off sequence, because this has got that green flag look, right? We've seen a long green flag run to open things up last week at Daytona. Another long green flag run to open things up here in the Chi-Town Throwdown. You're watching Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series. Moments ago, we witnessed Andrew Caldwell and that Interstate Batteries number 46 Toyota Camry make his way around your race leader. Caldwell gonna put himself back onto the lead lap, and Kern heading to pit road. Dan Keene gonna stay out on the racetrack. The GoPro number 85, he's gonna lead a lap or two here tonight. He's gonna bring the field down into turn number 1. Believe that is Dave Gainforth going around in that 101 Ford Mustang. He's going to get himself one of his laps back here tonight. Still has to get a handful of laps back, or one more lap back. See how it all pans out and plays out. Looks like Finmore onto pit road as well. Kern, we watched him come to pit road. When does Keene, Sanders, Isaacs, Nadeau, when do they head to pit road? Your top 4 yet to hit pit lane, and they may be trying to make this a 2-stopper right here. They come down lap 45, you come down lap 90, that'll get you to the end. Came to pit lane. The Sanders, he's going to stay out on the racetrack. The number 2 of Jacob Bowen trying to get himself back onto the lead lap the good old-fashioned way, not waiting for the round of green flag pit stops to finish. Bowen going to easily put himself back onto the lead lap. Now just your top 3 yet to hit pit road. Sanders, Isaacs, and Nadeau. Looking for pit road. Sanders going to come down this time around. What does Isaacs and Nadeau? Isaacs to pit road. Look for the Carvana number 97 to head to pit road as well. Legacy Motorsports montage right there. That's a beautiful looking car. I may be biased. I'm a Jimmy Johnson fan, so of course I may be a little bit biased, but Legacy Motorsports, Petty Blue on the thing. Get out of here. Get out of here. I ain't playing with you. First round of green flag pit stops are going to come to a close, and it looks like Cody Richardson going to inherit the race lead, a 1 second advantage. Woo, for flirting with that outside wall right there, that 64. The Camry almost into that outside wall, but a great job on the fuel strategy for Richardson. He's going to gain 6 positions from where he started tonight's race. With just about 90 laps to go, Richardson putting himself in a very, very good position. Koska, Caldwell, both of those drivers have been quick. They've been running at the front. Here they are trying to reel in your race leader. Taking a look now at that number 86 of Andrew Koska. Reeling in Nadeau, who is now off of the lead lap. Both drivers trying to step away from pole sitter. We know he's got speed. We know he's got a good handling car. Has been up at the front 2 to 3 times here tonight, and still, after the round of green flag pit stops, back here again at the front of the field. We appreciate the little tidbit of knowledge there, Mike. Want to give a shout out, Dave Sanders, man. Heck of a job last night. Xfinity ride. Got the job done. Went to victory lane last night. Will he be able to go to victory lane here tonight? Go back-to-back winning nights here with Cyber Thunder. We'll see how that 77 goes about it. Dropping a little bit on this round of green flag pit stops. A little bit of trouble with the left side tires. 17 seconds stationary on pit road. So the Bad Weather Brewing Company number 77 sponsored Chevy Camaro. A little bit of trouble to on pit road. We'll see if the pit crew can get things cleaned up. We'll see how he makes his way back up through this field. Still on the lead lap for the moment. We'll see how he goes for the rest of the night. Let's go to one of your closest battles on the racetrack. Let's go right here. Delgado, Danielson, Jurgen lined up nose to tail here, making their way back into turn number 1. Brian Dorsey dealing with Gary Bowman. And Jerry Camilli now back inside the top 10 for the first time all night long. We're just about, we're about 15 laps away from the halfway point, but taking a long time to recover from that big backward slide that number 30 machine had. We'll see if he can continue climbing and clawing his way back to the front. How about these guys right here? Throwing down 11th and 12th on the racetrack. Ray Richer up 6 positions from where he qualified. Steven Music going to fall back into that 12th position, but still up 10 spots from where he qualified. And nothing runs like it does on Duncan, I'm telling you. You know, I go get Duncan almost a lot. Let me just leave it at that. I don't even know what I get. I just walk up and I tell them a small or a medium. And the people behind the counter take care of it for me. I don't know how they figured out what it was that I liked, what it was that I needed, but I can guarantee you when I stop through there at about 7:30 Eastern in the morning, I just tell them what size cup I want, and I've got delicious goodness waiting for me inside. I'm just, you know what? Music, let's get that thing into these podium positions. We'll see how this 09 continues his run here tonight. One of your biggest movers of tonight's race behind the wheel of this running on Duncan 09 sponsored Chevy. And we'll move to your biggest mover of the race now. Behind the wheel of that number 13 track racer, Chevy Camaro. Rounding out your top 5 of 13 positions from where he qualified. So an amazing night so far here for Christian. We'll see if he can continue that climb and make his way into the fight for a podium position. A little bit of gaps through your top 4. So we'll see how these guys go. We'll see how they get it done. A little bit of a battle right here. Bowen trying to step away from Delgado and Jurgen. There you can see him just behind him. We talked about it being a battle. That's the 101 of Dave Gainforth, listed 1 lap down in the 21st position, trying to fight hard to keep himself with some momentum, with a good run, with a good groove, to try to run down Kyle Nadu, who's not very far off in front of him, and battle for that lucky dog position. The only thing these guys got to worry about is how quickly will Richardson run up on the tail end of the rest of this field. Jerry Isaacs sitting 24 seconds back from your race leader. We're lapping at about 31 seconds, so less than 10 seconds away. About 7 laps away from the halfway point. We've got some drivers that they might need to start thinking about a little different strategy. We're going to take a look, set the camera right here in turn 3 as the field makes their way by. You can see a little bit of a gloomy day, but it makes for a ton of grip, makes for a ton of horsepower. These drivers picking them up, laying them down quickly, opening 60 laps clean and green here tonight from Chicagoland Speedway. What a race, what a night. There you can see again drivers screaming by the cameras. What a race, man. I'm telling you, you can't ask for much more than once again, week in and week out, with the Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series right here on iRacing.com, your world's #1 racing simulator. Tracks and cars scanned to millimeter laser precision. If you want the programming that these high-level motorsports teams are utilizing, it's right here. iRacing.com, partnering, supporting Mercedes, supporting McLaren, all the NASCAR teams. Look at the World of Outlaws. We've got rallycross, stadium trucks, whatever you want, we got it right here. We even got the skippies. That's right, those open wheel skippies right here on iRacing.com. And guess what's unfolding next month? We're getting micro sprints, both wing and non-wing micro sprints. That's right, you're into dirt track and we got it all. You can even host your own chili bowl right here on iRacing.com. But for now, we're going to keep things wound up as we've got green flag pit stops taking place with drivers inside of your top 5. Andrew Koska going to pull to pit road here on lap number 67. Andrew Caldwell back to the race lead. Richardson falling back. You see him right here, battling now. Maybe trying to save a little bit of fuel. He's not going to have much more to save. He's going to hit pit road. So again, we had a long stretched out green flag pit cycle to open things up here tonight. We can expect to see Andrew Caldwell to pit road here in the next lap or two. And then it's going to start to stagger itself way out. We're going to see the next group of drivers. If we stay true to that first green flag run, we're going to see drivers start to stay out for another 10 to 12 laps. After this 46 hits pit road, he's going to stay out for yet another lap. Lap number 65 goes on the board, 2 laps away from the halfway point here tonight. We have been solid on the gas pedal all night long. No cautions to speak of right here with the Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series. We work hard so you don't have to. Let's jump around. Let's try to find some of these battles that are raging on. It's not just about what's going on right here at the front of the field. The battle for the race lead still highly contested. Delgado going to keep it for the time being. Jurgen, Bowman, Camilli all fighting 4th, 5th, 6th on the racetrack. We've got another 3-car tango back in the back. Dorsey, Keene, Sherman going at it. Caldwell to pit road this time around. Let's join the battle between that 08 and the 30. Alt Construction, sponsored Chevy Camaro. Camilli looking to open up the season. Looking to open up the season with really interesting. Sound like a robot? How about now? Everything good out there in the chat, Brad? We do appreciate the heads up. Everything sounding okay now, hopefully. Sometimes things get out of whack every now and again. Hopefully everything's fixed up on our end and on yours as well. Still green flag racing action here in Chicagoland Speedway. The Chi-Town Throwdown well underway. Halfway point here tonight. Still watching as Delgado bump. Good. We do appreciate it, Brad. Thank you. We're not gonna, we're not those type of people here at the Turn Through Racing Network that when we get a little heads up that we get a little upset or anything like that. We do appreciate you letting us know. We had a little technical hiccup earlier, so it looked like some residual bugs, but we got them fixed up. We got them worked out. Hopefully we continue to bring you some great calls of this great racing action going on right here. 2-3 wide on the front stretch. 86, bottom of the racetrack. He's out there after making his second round of green flag pit stops. The 64 of Cody Richardson. He's been down pit road as well. Gary Bowman, he's in this mix in that 08. He's yet to come to pit road. So there's a lot of different scenarios playing out right here. We're going to look for a handful of these drivers to make it another 10 to 15 laps on the fuel. In order to make it a 2-stop race, we've got a 3-stop race for some very fast drivers. So we're going to see a lot of this coming together at least one more time throughout tonight's race. That's if we don't get a caution. Keep in mind, we've been clean and green for 72. Make this going to be lap 73 on the board this time around. That is a long green flag run. There is a lot of marble buildup at the top of the racetrack, so you overstep those bounds up there, tiptoeing through the tulips. You might find yourself in a little bit of trouble here tonight. Meanwhile, Delgado still out front. There you can see the 31 of William Kern battling with Jacob Bowen. Bowen yet to hit pit road. He was last on to pit road way back at lap number 37. So pushing the limits with the second green flag run. We would expect to see this too heading to pit road. The 92 of Jurgen behind him won't be too far off. 31 of Kern. He's going to be able to stay out for at least another 5 to 6 laps. So again, that differing tire strategy, fuel strategy, really beginning to show up here tonight already. I say already, but I mean we are 75 laps into a green flag run here. 134 lap race, and we are well past the halfway point. No cautions to speak of. Let's get a little bit of that pit strategy up on screen. There you can see right there, drivers splitting their runs up. Delgado on a 34 lap run right now out front, so he could run at least another probably 5 laps, another 10 laps yet to be run by Kern. Bowen right on the cusp of running the same stint. So a lot of different strategies are unfolding. A lot of drivers coming to pit road at different times. And man, we've got small battles all over this racetrack. Let's go back here. Let's go to Jurgen and Bowen. There you can see right here. There it is. Bottom of the racetrack. Drivers trying to get themselves back onto the lead lap. The Interstate Batteries number 46 machine of Andrew Caldwell. He's got a fast Toyota here tonight. He went and snatched the pole position, walking away with a quick time in qualifying. Led a handful of laps early here. He got back to the race lead just before the end of that second green flag stint. Will he be able to make up this deficit, though? He looks to be a handful of seconds behind Koska and Richardson, about 5 seconds or so to be exact. So, losing a little ground on these pit stops. Caldwell going to have to find some late race pace. We're going to take a look at Andrew Koska as he's got Cody Richardson right behind him. Teammates going to cross the line. They're going to tag team this field, trying to put a lot of drivers a lap down. Bowen, Jurgen, Bowman, all to pit road this last time around. That's going to leave your top, I do believe, looking at, looks to be about your top 8 yet to hit pit road. These two drivers here already down to pit road, already motoring around the track, looking to reel in your race leader and get themselves back into position, right back to where they need to be, front of the field. They're going to leapfrog these late pit stops. Now back inside of your top 10 in that 8th position, easily onto the lead lap. Top 7 yet to hit pit road. This is your closest battle on the track. We'll go to your biggest battle on the track at the front of the field, the number 85 of Dan Keene. He's got Corey Sherman waiting in the wings right in the background, beginning to heat up his rear deck lid. We're going to look to see these drivers stay out a possible 8 to 9 more laps. And again, the fuel strategy right here, I like the strategy, right? Yeah, I mean, you're giving up a ton right here at the end of the fuel run. Staying out for 45, 46 laps. Ensuring you can get it done in 2 stops. You get what I'm saying? They're going to come to pit road about lap 91. Another 45 laps from there. That's easily, even including a green-white checkered attempt, getting you done. They're out front right now. they do have those drivers that made their green flag pit stops closing in and closing in quickly. You can look over there to the left-hand side of your screen at that 86. He's 26 seconds down right here on lap 82. We're going to watch it in about 2 laps. Let's see where that 26 number has went to. I promise you it's going to be down somewhere around that. I'm going to go on a limb and say about a 22-second mark. I think he's going to make up a ton of ground. Absolute. And okay, maybe I gave him a little bit too much credit. It looks like only making up. Well, there it is. Right there. 22 seconds back from race leader. And it's like I knew something was going to go down and happen. Delgado to pit road. That's why it switched. Lucky little guess. No, I'm not that good. Otherwise, I'd be, picking lottery numbers. So giving up the time. Delgado's on to pit road. He's going to be one of these measuring sticks we look at, although I think he may be right at the cusp. He's going to have to come down. If we get a caution here tonight, look for Delgado to have to hit pit road to make it on fuel. But if Kern Sherman and Keene, even Dave Sanders, Coleridge Fillmore, Jerry Isaacs, your top 6 yet to hit pit road, if they can extend this to about lap 90. I'm really liking that lap 90, lap 91 call. And well, Sherman going to prove us wrong. He's going to hit pit road this time around. Kern and Keene staying out. Sanders, Fillmore, one of these guys do. Well, there's your answer. They're going to stay out for at least another lap. Things heating up here with drivers that have already hit pit road. We're going to take a look here. These two guys that are going to have some company rather quickly. Andrew Caldwell starting to close in. You can see the gap was over 5 seconds. Now down to just about 4.5. So Caldwell does have speed and he is finding his way back to the front. Both Kern and Fillmore going to head to pit road this time around. That's going to leave Dan King in that 85 GoPro machine back out front once again. He's got his Camaro in the wind. And checking the throttle mapping here, we're taking a look at some of these drivers' inputs behind the wheel of their machines. Let's jump on board real quick. Right on board with Keene. You can see him right there. You can look at that RPM gauge if you want, just to get a visual, but not really out of the gas. The timing and scoring, the speeds, the mile an hour, all the speed charts say, yeah, he's a bit easy getting into these corners. But as far as lap times are concerned, I mean, we're going to look at Cody Richardson running in the 4th position. That when these guys stop, when your top 3 stop, Richardson will become your race leader. Last time around, just a 31.25 for Richardson, a 31.93 for race leader Dan Keene. So he's got some speed. He's about a half a second slower. But at this point in time, I mean, he's, what is this? 15, 16 lap difference? I mean, that's a good hold on to the tires. Dave Sanders, he's going to test his luck. He's going to stay out. He's going to lead a handful of laps. Once again, the 77 goes back to the point. Over 10, 12 lead changes here tonight. It's been a very fluid evening with a long stretched out green flag pit cycle. We are down to under 50 laps remaining. We have been clean and green since the drop of the green flag here tonight. 90 laps of green flag action coming at you from the Chicagoland Speedway. But I mean, man, looking at this here, right? Sanders hits pit road. He came to pit road back at lap 46, so another 46 laps. That's going to be lap 92. Right, you tack on another 46 laps from 92. That's easily 3-4 laps to the good. You turn around and you look at Cody Richardson, Andrew Koska, Andrew Caldwell, running 3rd, 4th, 5th on the racetrack right now. Some of the fastest drivers throughout this field all night long. Some of the quickest times on the stopwatch. Caldwell with a 30-40, the fastest time of the race. And Sanders going to pull the pit road this time around. We'll take a look at Jerry Isaacs. We'll watch that Fox sponsor number 51. What's he do? He's going to pull into pit lane. That's going to give Richardson the top spot back again as we cross the line. Lap number 93 goes on the board. But as we're discussing this fuel strategy, go 46 laps from lap 63. It ain't enough. That's having to make a pit stop here and probably another 10 to 15 laps. I mean, it's just not enough fuel. Oh, man. But Sanders, Isaacs. I mean, Sanders right there he is coming off pit road, just going a lap down now. He's going to have much fresher tires. He's going to be able to eat up these drivers that just flew by him. I'm liking it. You know what? I'm liking the strategy, even out of Dan Keene, who's very close to that mark. The 85 machine still listed on the lead lap. Last driver on the lead lap. To be a matter of fact, Keene should be pretty comfortably remaining on the lead lap here. He may have to save a little bit of fuel at the end. The last lap or two might have to save a little bit of fuel. I believe Sanders and Isaacs are both clear to just go hammer down from here. We'll see if they can get it done, get back on the lead lap and back to the point. Meanwhile, out front, Richardson able to step away from Koska, who's dealing with some lap traffic. Andrew Caldwell now under 4 seconds back. Christian Delgado another 3 seconds back from the final spot on the podium. Couple small battles going on from here on back. You can see Bowen and Jurgen, who seem to be, these two drivers right here, they've seemed to be stuck with each other all night long when we went to either one of them. Richardson to pit road. Cody Richardson to pit road. He's going to minimize the loss on the offsetting pit strategy. He's going to pull to pit road way earlier than needed, way earlier than expected. Himself a better chance to try to rerun Keene, Sanders, and Isaacs. That very well may be their biggest threat here. Isaacs able to leapfrog over Richardson. That's going to be a huge difference here. That's going to be a big telltale mark over a 2-second advantage now for Isaacs over Richardson, who is now off of the lead lap as well. Can Richardson run down Isaacs? That's going to be the battle, I think. Koska could have pit road. The 86 going to follow suit and bring his machine down pit road. This is going to be a very... The front of this field is going to change very rapidly. Do we got that pit strategy back up again? Let's go back to the pit strategies. There you can see right there the difference on these tires for a lot of these drivers, the stints, the rundowns, how they've broken things up. And I'm telling you, man, it's not over yet. The strategy has not stopped all night long. Delgado able to make his way back around. There it is, the 13. Track racing. Track racer. Camaro goes back around Caldwell. Caldwell's going to pull it to pit lane. So what was a very big difference, a very big differential on the tires, starting to be minimized here late in the going. At Chicagoland Speedway, the Chi-Town Throwdown has been clean and green all night long. Tons of different strategies, tons of different things going on. These drivers heating things up. In race number 2 for the Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series, what a night, what a race there. You can see Andrew Koska getting back up to speed. Andrew Caldwell getting back up to speed around the apron. Turn number 1, back out front. Race leader to 13 of Delgado enjoys a 3.6 second advantage with just about 30 to go. So as we get down to these final few laps, the final stages in tonight's Chi-Town Throwdown, if you haven't already, show these drivers some love and appreciation. Make sure you drop them a thumbs up before you go for the night. It's great racing action. Over 100 laps of green flag action at a very fast, high-banked, wide open intermediate speedway. This mile-and-a-half track produces some very great racing. We see side-by-side action. We've got differing pit strategies. An amazing night all together here for these Cyber Thunder drivers. So let them know you enjoy not just the action here tonight, but the action week in, week out, each and every Thursday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So before you go, make sure you've joined us in that push to 4,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love. Drop the thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Once again, without you, there would be no us. So thank you once again for joining us here tonight from Chicagoland Speedway. So the shameless plug out the way. Final green flag pit stop out of the way. For the majority of this field, looks to be about your top 6 yet to hit pit road for the final time. Will Delgado try to stretch it? We're going to eyeball this one here. If he can go 46 laps, that's going to be, I don't know, that's going to be about 4 laps short. I don't think he's going to be able to stretch 4 laps of fuel out of the tank. Not here in Chicago, where you just rely so much on the on-throttle time. I think trying to save 4 laps is just going to be a very tall task. There you can see Cody Richardson last to pit road, back on lap number 96. He's going to get himself back onto the lead lap now, give himself a fighting chance for a race win. Again, man, we're eyeballing Keen Sanders Isaacs right now. 6th, 7th, 8th on the racetrack, sitting 19 plus seconds back from your race leader. Each one of those drivers have about 3 to 4 seconds of a gap in between each other. Those are the guys we think have enough fuel to get to the end. Those are going to be the guys that we watch to see if they can keep Richardson at bay. We're going to go back here. Let's take a look. Jerry Isaacs behind the wheel of this 51 Fox machine. Do we got to look off of the back end of the car, guys? Can we jump to that one, please? Let's take a look off of the... No, not inside the car. The tail end. There it is. That is Cody Richardson in the background. 1 second deficit. He's got 4 lap fresher tires. But will the 4 laps, is that enough? We've seen what 10, what 15 lap better tires does for you, but we haven't seen that closeness of what 4 or 5 lap difference on the tires are going to do for you. I would expect to see these fresher tires really dominate at the end of this run. And seeing it now, 0.3 of a second closed in last time around for Richardson on Isaacs. 25 laps remaining. 24 as we crossed the line. I mean, it's a tough run. I mean, this is a very tough run for these drivers and crew chiefs. A lot at stake, a lot on the line. You gotta stay mentally focused. Each and every lap, you really gotta hit your marks. If you're this 31 track racer, the Camaro, if the crew chief is in your ear at all about fuel, I can't tell you how hard it is to hit your marks when you're not approaching those marks at the same speed. The ease of which you turn that wheel to the left, getting into the corners. The difference in how you pull on that wheel is much different. 5 miles an hour slower. It's going to turn in differently. The car's going to react a little different to the steering inputs. So you got to adjust that. At this point in time in the race, do you risk it? Right? I know it's for the checkered flag. I know it's for a race win. If you come to pit road, it's gone. The battle for the win will be over. So it's a matter of how good of a points day do you want, or do you want to risk it all? Are we going all in, or are we doubling down here in Chicago? That's the question that Delgado, Jurgen, Kern have to ask themselves. We believe Keene, Sanders, and Isaacs had enough fuel. And I say Isaacs had enough fuel because he's let Cody Richardson catch up, make his way around. This 64 presents the biggest problem to the strategy of Keene and Kern. Jurgen to pit road. The 92 will drop outside of the top 5. A lot going on with 20 laps to go here in the Chi-Town Throwdown for the Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series. And there it is, Delgado to pit lane. Race leader Christian Delgado to pit road. Look for it to be more than likely a right side and fuel only stop for Delgado, but it's still going to be a trip down pit road, and he's going to give up a ton of track position. Dan Keene going to take over the race lead. He's got a 1 second advantage right now over William Kern. This 85. I know he's rocking the GoPro, but can he GoPro with the strategy? Yeah? No? Did you like it? No? Too much? All right, we'll stop. Back across the line, less than 20 remaining now here tonight. An amazing run at that. House cleaning in order. We took 24 drivers to the starting grid here tonight. We have still got all 24 drivers running. Only 16 remain on the lead lap, but all 24 drivers still running here tonight at Chicagoland Speedway. No cautions to speak of so far. Hopefully we don't give them the broadcaster's curse and have a late race caution. But maybe for the fans of the stands, it mixes things up, brings this field closer together, and puts a big question mark next to the strategy for these crew chiefs. I don't think we're going to see that caution flag fly. I think this thing's going to stay green flag all the way to the race end. Andrew Koska in the 86 able to get by Jerry Isaacs now. Andrew Caldwell going to try to close in and take away that 6th position. 3 drivers at the front in your podium positions. 2.5 second gaps back to each one. Sanders trying to do something, trying to get back to victory lane. You can see him right here all over that rear deck lid.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
We're going to jump right back live for you, not missing very much of the action. Cody Richardson still closing here. Missed about 5 laps. Mike, we do apologize. Don't worry, bud. We got you. We got you. We promise. While we were away, Richardson starting to close in. Andrew Koska right here behind him. We've got Dan Keene, Dave Sanders, and William Kern inside of your top 3 positions. 10 laps to go, trying to stretch it on fuel, trying to make it to the end. Well, this group right here, they're now packed up with each other. 2 very fast drivers, Richardson and Koska, teammates trying to draft with each other, trying to get themselves up there to battle for this race win. They are closing in on William Kern. They're going to be there very shortly. We're going to take a look right here. We're going to watch them close in. Cue the Jaws music in the background. Oh man, here it is. This is going to get good. We told you it was going to get a little crazy at the end, when these differing strategies all started to come back together. And here it is, 8 laps remaining. 3 pit stops on the night for Richardson and Koska. 2 pit stops for the drivers, showing the way to the bottom of the racetrack and into that final podium position. Cody Richardson going to take away the 3rd spot. Teammate Koska gonna follow suit through 3 and 4. Move Koska now to 4th. Another 3.5 seconds to go to get to the tail end of Dave Sanders. Can the dynamic duo run him down at the front? Richardson, Koska, they're gonna have to be lightning quick. They're gonna have to really work with each other for the remaining laps here tonight. No real battle for the teammates, so we're not going to worry about keeping it right here. Let's go back here with Andrew Caldwell. Your pole sitter struggling a little bit late here tonight, just inside of your top 10, running in the 9th position. The Interstate Batteries number 46. Having a little bit of a rough go late And tonight's Chi-Town throwdown for the Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series back at the front. Let's keep it right here. We're going to cross the line. High five for your race leader. Just 5 laps remaining. And a little bit of redemption here for this 85, right? Last week, the GoPro 85 machine was running well in Daytona, had some troubles. It fell through the field. Didn't quite walk away with the finish that maybe he should have, and here he is. Crossing the line. 4 laps to go. 6 miles of racing action remain. And he could very well be putting this thing into victory lane when it's all said and done. But let's not count out this man right here. He's closing in. He's reeling him in. The Bad Weather Brewing Company, number 77 of Dave Sanders. Went to victory lane last night with the Cyber Thunder Series. Here he is with 3 to go, reeling in race leader a half a second back. Man, Sanders might do it. Mike, you called it, or you put us on it, that he went to victory lane last night in the Xfinity cars. You gave us our first heads up. Here it is. We'll cross the line this time around. Popsicle stick's going to be on display. Just 2 to go. And Sanders right here. He's going to duck to the high side. Keen protecting the bottom of the racetrack, but I think the high side is exactly what Sanders wants, and looking to meet up that race lead. Out of turn number 2, he's going to close right in, dig to the bottom. Do we have a slide job coming? No, keeping it wound up on the high side of the racetrack. Keen, going to keep it on the point. We're going to cross the line. White flag flies. Final lap here tonight from Chicagoland Speedway. Clean and green from flag to flag, and we have got ourselves a race for the win. Off of 2 now, Keen right in the tire tracks. Went to the bottom in 3 and 4 last time around. Didn't work out. He's going to go to the high side this time around. Trying to keep it wound up. Trying to keep it going. Looking for the race lead. He's going to wind it up on the corner. Does he have it? And across the line, he's going to win the race as Dan Keen runs out of fuel. Dan Keen out of fuel, and Sanders slides on him. Slides on him, man. Ooh, what a run. An amazing job by Sanders there. Came down to, I don't know how many feet the front stretch are, but came down to the front stretch. Man, what a job. Boy, the fans in the stands going to get themselves a good one here. He's going to be ecstatic behind the wheel of that 77 machine. Little post-race smoke show celebration in order. All the fans in the stands enjoying some burnt rubber at the end of tonight's Chi-Town Throwdown. The Bad Weather Brewing Company, number 77, goes to victory lane. What a run, man. What a night. Mike. We appreciate that. That is a heck of a job calling that one. An amazing job, an amazing run. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Back quickly with a post-race show. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And back trackside here at Chicagoland Speedway at the conclusion of tonight's Chi-Town Throwdown. What a race, flag to flag action here tonight. Man, couldn't be any better. We had a lot of different strategies throughout tonight's race, all coming together at the end. Once again, we had drivers make it, drivers run out, and drivers almost drive their way all the way back through the field. So that's going to lead us right into our post-race interviews. Let's see if we can dial up and have a few words with the man that walked away third here tonight behind the wheel of that fast number 64 Toyota Camry. Cody, it's Dave. You got a copy?
I got you, man. Nice to meet you.
It works. How you doing, man? Great run, great night. How you feeling about the strategies, even though it didn't quite pan out for you at the end?
Yeah, I mean, first off, I gotta say, I believe Mad Spartan Sim Racing brought this home 1, 2, 3, 4. Two of us did one strategy, two of us did another. We all ended up about 3 seconds apart at the end. So, I mean, I think either strategy was a pretty viable option. Andrew and I didn't think that we were going to be able to save that fuel, so we decided to pit it early. Apparently, we're not very good at math, though, because we pit on 31.62. I guess we thought it was 124 laps on 134 laps, so we had to push that last pit stop out a little further than we wanted. So, I think if we would have evened it up, it would have been a lot closer there at the end, but I mean, good run by Dave and Daniel. They were really fast all night long, even saving fuel. We knew it was going to be close. I didn't think it was going to be that close, though.
Well, man, I was unsure because, and honestly, I'm not trying to rub salt in the wound here, Cody. So don't take this the wrong way, man. You had a hell of a run here tonight, but I was unsure. I mean, you had about a 4-lap difference of tires there between you and teammate Dave Sanders. So I was like, I don't know. Is 4 laps enough for him to really make up all the ground that you needed to? And man, you got a rocket ship underneath that hood because you made me look dumb and you got the job done pretty easily. I don't know. I think if we had about another 5 to 6 laps, I think those I think they would have ran out of fuel. So we'll just, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the 85 ran out of fuel as it was crossing the line. So, or coming out of 4, one of the two. But either way, it was I made a couple mistakes too. Could have cleaned it up a little bit. But, I mean, all of us put on a really good show here tonight, I hope. I hope you had fun up here in the booth. I'm glad it went flag to flag. No cautions. That's what we like to see. And I'm sure you did a good job up here like you always do.
Well, we appreciate the kind words. I know your fellow competitors, admins, and all the fans will appreciate the kind words. Before we let you go here tonight, though, would you like to give any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, thank you for doing this broadcast for us this season. We really appreciate it. I know all the friends and family out there really appreciate having a broadcast to watch, and you do a really good job. Coming back home here to Cyber, Dave, hopefully I get to talk to you a little more often in the cave. Got to do the thing. Hi, Mom. Got to say that. Otherwise, she'll get really mad at me. Just kidding. But hi, Mom. Love you. Again, thanks to all the sponsors on the car. Mad Spartan Sim Racing, Mad Sim Racing. You guys can see all the rest of them on the car there. Javicki Insurance, Alien Awards, PKC. I'm sure I'm missing a few there. But I want everybody to check out madsimracing.com and intotheapex.com. New podcast material every weekend. Go check that out.
You know what? We're going to have to put that on our list of podcasts that we keep up with. Cody, an amazing job, an amazing strategy for not just yourself, but your entire team. A great run here at Chicago. We're assured that we're going to speak to you again. We'll see how the rest of the season goes for you. But until next time, my man, stay safe and, of course, keep it fast.
I will sure try. I'll go see if I can bring up the second place finisher here for you.
All right, well, there you have it. Final few words from that man behind that Mad Spartan Sim Racing number 64 machine out of Blueford, Illinois. Hometown track, hometown kid, getting the job done. He'll walk away in third here tonight, and that's going to move us right along to his little next-door neighbor right there. Let's see if we can't dial up and have a few words with the man behind the wheel of that number 85 machine, walking away in second here tonight from Chicagoland Speedway. Daniel, it's Dave. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
Man, great run, great race. Right there on the podium with all of your teammates. Did you think it was going to be as close? Or, I mean, you ran out of gas right there off of 4, if I'm not mistaken. But did you think that it would have happened any sooner, or did you think you really had enough to get there?
I mean, pretty much, I knew when I made my last stop, I'd have to save a little bit more. Um, so I was watching fuel pretty much the entire last run, trying to balance, I was basically switching between my fuel and the relative, trying to balance the gap while still saving. It was close. I just needed another corner. That's all I needed, but
And when it gets that close, how and I know again, coming from a team player side of things, walking away 1, 2, 3, 4 from a racetrack is always a high note. But I mean, does it make it any? I don't want to say easier or sweeter, but does it kind of ease the sting to know that you ran out of 4, so close to that checkered flag, but at least it was a teammate that got you.
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, having us four all top four, that was great. And for it to go to Dave, that's I'm I'd want the win, always do, but if it had to go to anyone, Dave's probably the best one for it to go to. So I can't really be all too bummed. But man, it's so close still. It's always gonna sting a little bit.
Well, man, you had a great race going last week in the season opener at Daytona. Didn't quite pan out the way that you may have wanted it to, but tonight gonna bring home the finish you deserve. Walk away with second here tonight, just almost in that top spot, but nonetheless, an amazing points day for you and your team. Before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, just thanks to Cyber Thunder broadcasts or Cyber Thunder Racing, Mad Sim Racing. We've all been working together for a while, so it's great to have such a good team finish. Thanks to you for the broadcast and anyone that's watching. Hope we put on a good show for you.
Well, I know I was thoroughly excited and enjoyed every moment of the action here tonight, so I know the fans in the stands and the ones watching in TV land couldn't be happier with the racing provided here tonight. An amazing job, an amazing run. We'll look forward to catching up with you throughout the rest of this season. Until next time, my man, stay safe and keep it fast.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, there you have it. Final words for the man that walks away second, the GoPro. Almost had enough to go to victory lane, but gonna fall short just about a quarter of a lap short on fuel. That is a tough pill to swallow. Dan Keene gonna walk away with second, and that's gonna move us right along. You see the man front and center on the screen, and he's gonna walk away with the race win here tonight behind the wheel of that number 77 Bad Weather Brewing Company machine. Man, Dave, how good does it feel to walk away with a checkered flag here tonight, but how good does it feel to walk away back-to-back nights winning racing?
It's pretty unbelievable. It had been a long time since I won a race. I love Chicagoland, so to see it on the schedule back-to-back was pretty good, and these were fuel mileage wins, but I'll still take them.
Well, man, fuel mileage or not, you got to put yourself in a position to be in position at the end to pick up those race wins. So, people may want to frown on fuel mileage racing from time to time, but I think it's one of the more disciplined aspects of racing. If you can keep speed and fuel in it, you can make up a lot of ground to make a lot of heads turn. And tonight, you absolutely did that, extending the fuel runs, making it just a two-stopper for you and your team. How good does it feel to also not just beat the field, but beat 3 of your teammates?
It's great. I mean, it's a great outcome for the team. Our team has a lot of talent on it, so to be up there with those guys is great. And it's it was great to run with Dan there, and he was so close there at the end. It's too bad that he ran out at the very end, but the team had a great strategy. We all executed it pretty well, so it seemed like if fuel was the right strategy, Dan or I was probably going to win, and if not, Cody or Andrew were coming from behind. So the team's got a lot of talent on it. It's cool to run with those guys, and glad one of us won.
Well, man, you put one In the winners column for you, what's your look at the rest of the season? Is there any particular race that you're eyeballing on the calendar that maybe we're going to see this 77 back in victory lane?
That would be awesome. It takes a lot of pressure off, that's for sure. I mean, Dover is a track I've always loved. I guess now with qualifying for the playoffs, I need to look ahead to some of those races, maybe put some work in for those. But it's nice to kind of get that monkey off your back and now have a guaranteed playoff spot and be able to really focus there and hopefully have a deeper run than I've had before.
Well, man, we've got a little ways to go before we get to the playoffs. So you can stack up some points until we get there. Congratulations on the great run here tonight. Before we let you go, final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous.
Yeah, appreciate it. Want to say thanks to Tom for running the league, Jerry for running the series, and Mike Stiverson for the work he's put in the last couple of years. MSR guys, it's a blast to come race with those guys every week. Love it. I want to thank my wife, Kate, my daughter, Audrey, for supporting me in this hobby and rooting me on. And thanks, David. Appreciate you doing the broadcast. You do a great job with it. And really looking forward to the rest of the season. See what happens.
Well, we appreciate the kind words. I know the fans in the stands and the fans watching you also appreciate the kind words. Congratulations getting that first win of the season underneath your belt. We'll look forward to catching up with you throughout the rest of the year. Until next time, as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
And there you have it. Final words from Victory Lane behind the wheel of that fast 77 Bad Weather Brewing Company. Chevy Camaro. Dave Sanders going to pull a disappearing act on us. So fast here tonight, he's got to make it out of the track before we have a chance to finish talking about it. That's why you got to love live TV, right? You never know what's going to happen in the virtual world of things over here on iRacing.com. But an amazing race, an amazing night here tonight for the Chi-Town Throwdown with the Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series. That's about it for us. It's all done with. Nothing left to do here tonight but begin to cut off the lights and roll up the cords to get ready for next week's action coming at you with the producers hitting the buttons in the background. You know the sounds. You know it's time for us to run down tonight's unofficial race results from Chicagoland Speedway. Walking away with the top spot, checkered flag in hand behind the wheel of that fast number 77, Dave Sanders to victory lane. GoPro 85 of Dan King going to come home in second with Cody Richardson back in third. Fourth place tonight belongs to Andrew Koska. Teammates round out your top four. An amazing job by those Mad Sim Racing drivers. Christian Delgado going to find his way to fifth with Jerry Isaac sliding home sixth, seventh place here tonight. Last week's race winner, Jared Camilli. Ed Jurgen back in eighth, ninth place tonight. 46 of Andrew Caldwell walks away with some good points with the pole position here tonight. Corey Sherman in 10th. William Kern back at 11th. 12th place, Kyle Nadeau. Brian Dorsey in 13th. Judd Danielson, a little bit of a rough go. Going to finish on the lead lap, but Danielson will finish in 14th. 15th from Chicago tonight belongs to the fast number 4 of Paul Turner. Ray Richard back in 16th. 17th is Gary Bowen. Jacob Bowen right behind him in 18th and 19th tonight. The Chi-Town Throwdown. Coolridge Fillmore. Alan Ayers going to finish in 20th. Stephen Music. Dave Gainford, Nathan Dufton, and Chris Letts finish out the 24-car field. That's going to be it for us. We're going to cut off the lights, roll up the cords, and get at it next week. With that being said, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in turn 3.